Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of August 7th through August 11th, where we will select and look at our top swing trading stocks to watch, swing trading stocks in our bullpen list, talk about our shopping list, talk about dividend payers, talk about our option strategies, etc. So thank you all for joining us again for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of August 7th through August 11th, and let's get started. Welcome, Tony Roses. Good morning. Thank you for joining us in the chat today. Hope you're doing well. So here's our Google document for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the week of August 7th through August 11th. We keep our notes in publicly accessible Google documents. You can find a direct link to this Google document in the description box below. We store all of our notes, our Google documents for our notes, for our weekly trading game plans in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes from this week, part 1, part 2, etc., as well as previous weeks in that publicly accessible Google Drive folder. And again, you can find a direct link to that folder in the description box below. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, the tools, resources, etc. that we use to do our market analysis, to select our top swing trading stocks to watch, etc. So we hope that all helps. If you haven't already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled Make Money Trading in August, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, strategies, trade ideas, etc. for making money trading in August. So again, we'd recommend you view part 1 as well. Welcome to Ricky Kahn, Alan Krantz. Thank you also for joining us. Hope you all are doing well. So firstly, we'll quickly review some of the trades that we made this week. Then we'll look at the charts for those trades, etc. The first is we bought back a covered call that we had sold quite a while ago on 3D Systems, DDD. So we had sold it at 228 last November against our long position in 3D Systems. We recently bought it back on 8.2 at 85 cents. So we got a net premium profit, essentially a self-generated dividend of about $143 per options contract. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited from that covered call options trade in 3D Systems. And again, our strategy is to use this selling covered calls when things go up, buy them back when they come down, keep the difference in premium as a self-generated dividend, and again, we'll rinse and repeat. So we'll try to resell covered calls against that position again if and when it goes back up. Good morning, John. Thank you also for joining us. Glad to see you. We also, as part of our option strategies, we sell cash secured puts against stocks that we'd be willing to own, and then buy them back. You know, we sell them when they're going down, buy them back when they're coming back up. And we had sold a cash secured put on Moderna at 115 on the 18th, where it's the expiration is for August, so the August 18th expiration date. We sold it on the 1st at 625. Again, we'll attempt to buy that back cheaper. We'll see. It could have been assigned. It did not get assigned, as Moderna did decline. And we can talk in more detail about our thesis on Moderna in a minute. Also, we've been swing trading, scalping semiconductors with SOXS. SOXS is the leverage short on semiconductors. We took a pretty short-term trade. We went long on the 1st at 817. We got stopped out on the 2nd at 902. Nice profit, a little over 10% ROI on that scalp. Equates to a monthly ROI of over 300%. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited from this scalp or swing trade on SOXS. And again, we'll continue to try We looked at the chart of XOXL, which is the long version, and we'll try to see if we get an opportunity for more scalps on semiconductors using SOXS going forward. You can hear more details about our strategy on scalping semiconductors with SOXS and SOXL in last week's weekly trading game plan videos as well. Welcome, Walter Lyons. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you today. Just a quick reminder, if you would like to get real-time alerts when we enter or exit a trade, you can get that information by joining any level of our Patreon. As quickly as possible when we enter or exit a trade, I post that to our Patreon members who get email notifications of those trades. And then also our Patreon members have access to a couple alerts channels in our Discord that I'll show you. So the first one is a Thinkorswim price alerts channel. So I also have price alerts set up in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, it automatically posts to this Thinkorswim alerts channel. And then if we follow that up with an actual trade, then I would follow that up with a reply in the Thinkorswim's channel. And or if it's a trade not related to a Thinkorswim trade alert, like when we trade options generally, I would post that in our trade alerts channel in our Discord. Again, any level of our Patreon will give you access to real-time email alerts as well as these alerts channels in our Discord. So again, I don't recommend anyone blindly follow us or anyone else into or out of trades, but if this would help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, to see our entry and exit points in trades, again, you can get that information by joining our Patreon at any level. So now we'll jump over to Webull and quickly look at the charts for those trades. 3D systems, again, there's a 3D printer. We've had this. This is one of the 3D printers that we've been long for quite some period of time. See, it recently declined. We had sold this covered call back in November of 22, so quite some time ago when it was quite a bit higher. Just bought it back on that decline. Again, if it swings back up, we see that recent steady decline. If it bounces back up again, we'll sell covered calls against our position and then hold that until we can buy it back. Again, 3D printers tend to have a long swing cycle, multiple years. So we'll hold our 3D printers, until they become profitable, and then rinse and repeat. Welcome, Easy Mike. Thank you for joining us. Glad to see you as well today. Hope you're doing well. Are you on the beach again today? So again, we sold a covered call, or sold a cash secured put on Moderna. We sold it for, I think it was the 115 strike price. It went below that. Could have been assigned. As far as I know, it hasn't been assigned yet. I'd be okay, again, with owning Moderna down this cheap if it does get assigned. I think, the sentiment has been pretty negative. We see that decline. There was a negative reaction to their earnings. So again, reasons for the decline. I think we'll see, an eventual swing back up. Going into flu season, they're talking about the virus cropping up again. They're talking about, it being endemic, and recommending, annual booster shots, just like the flu. So I think, there's opportunities. Also, hopefully they'll be able to use their platform for other drugs as well. And we can see, it's got plenty of upside range going back to the pandemic era. So again, if we get a sign, that's fine. If not, and I can buy that put back cheaper, we'll do that and just collect the difference in premium. We zoom into SOXS and we'll look at our trade there. So we got in on the first at 817, out on the second at 902. So the first, Again, near the bottom here when SOXS, hit a peak. Actually, I mentioned yesterday, I kind of talk about, I'm leaning more towards this strategy. I don't sit in front of and watch charts all day. I don't watch the markets all day, usually in the afternoon. I head out to the beach. So in this case, I could see, SOXS was declining, SOXL was moving up. The previous low and or I could see in level 2, it looked like there was support around, that 815, 816 level. So I put an order in at 817, just above that, went to the beach, came back, noticed it had filled. So that was good. So then the next day, we had that nice run up. And again, same in the afternoon. It looked like it was potentially declining. So I put that order in at just above that resistance, or which became a support level. Went to the beach. When I came back, it had filled on that dip. Then we see, part of that theory also is I really didn't want to hold it into the rebalancing because I thought this significant run up might cause a rebalancing to the downside in extended hours, and stops are not active or not executed in extended hours. All I could do is sell. So I was fine not having to hold through that rebalancing, even though we see it actually when it rebalanced, it popped back up. So again, congratulations to any of our BeachBum traders who made even more profit on this scalper swing trade in SOXS. We see it kind of peaked up, bounced off that resistance level on Friday, and then declined, pretty significantly, bounced back up. So we'll be looking for, additional opportunities for trades like this. This was, nice 10% profit for, just over a day, and it didn't even count as a day trade. So you can kind of hear, again, I'm leaning more towards that type of strategy where if I can see opportunities before I leave for the beach in the afternoon, I'll put my orders in. If they hit, great. If it happens to go down further or up further, I don't need to catch the very bottom or the very top to continue to make money. So I'm happy with a nice 10% profit, even though again I could have gotten a little bit more out of that particular trade. So again, I hope that all helps. Welcome, Douglas PC. Thank you for joining us. Doug M. Glad to see you all today. So next we'll talk about our top swing trading stocks to watch in our real-time watch list. I'll quickly go through what we've got, the changes to our watch list for this week, and then we'll look at the charts as well. Let me grab a quick drink, and then we'll proceed with our top swing trading stocks to watch. Okay, the first one on our watch list we've had for a couple weeks is Disney. We're still watching Disney. You'll also see in our option strategies, we're attempting to potentially sell a cash secured put against Disney. We'd also be willing to buy the shares. We'll see, at the recent 52-week low or near that, anywhere below 85 seems to be a pretty good price. Again, you can hear our old due diligence video that we did for beginner trading via this link in the notes. You can also hear some of my past history working at Disney and views of the future of Disney in that video. Again, we talked yesterday, we looked at FNGU. We've been trying, also attempting to scalp the fangs. We had kind of a dichotomy on Friday. We had Apple dipping and then Amazon running. So we didn't get the spike. We'll see if we get a buy the dip on Apple and causing us a potential spike in FNGU. If it bounces off that upper support line or shows a top and roll over, then again we'll short the fangs with FANG D. again, using FNGU as the indicator. Talked about JYNT, chiropractic medical facility. You can hear our quick take due diligence video via the link in the notes. Been watching MJ. It's a cannabis ETF for a while. Again, looking for a dip. MP Materials kind of ran up after their earnings. It ran up quite quickly after earnings. They had positive earnings. I thought about taking it off, but maybe we'll see if we get a negative reaction in basic materials, sector rotation out of basic materials. If it continues to run, we'll probably take it off for next week. You can hear our thesis on MP Materials via the due diligence video, via the link in our notes, or also on our BeachBum Trading channel. I want to talk a little bit about O, which is realty income. We'll also look at it in our dividend payers Google sheet. O is a dividend aristocrat. We've held scalp swing trade O several times over the past years. There was a negative sector rotation in retail. This one popped up as a potential close to its support level, and that would be one that we potentially put a chunk of money in, let it sit. But as we'll see in the dividend payers Google sheet, it's more for price appreciation than just holding it for the dividend. So we'll add that to our watch list, see if we get a little bit of a further dip in realty income, and then we'll park a block of cash in there and really, again, go for the swing in the price appreciation. SOXS we talked about. I'm going to continue to look opportunities there. Again, you can hear more about the details about how we use SOXL and SOSX to trade semiconductors in this video. So, and then UROY is our one of our preferred stocks for swinging uranium. Again, still a little bit high, but we'll see if we get a negative sector rotation out of uranium and an opportunity to scalp swing trade uranium with UROI again. And again, you can hear our thesis on several uranium stocks. I've been looking at all these, and UROY still looks like the most attractive right now. Also, if you'd like to get access, our Patreon members also have access to an automatically generated web page that contains our watch list, our bullpen stocks, and it also includes price targets, their earnings report dates, ex-dividend dates on dividends, optionality, etc. So if any more frequent updates to our watch list get automatically reflected in that automatically generated web page each day. And then again, if you'd like access to that, any level of our Patreon will give you access to that automatically generated web page. If I make any more frequent updates after that's been generated, then I would post that in a stocks watch list channel in our Discord. That again, our Patreon members have access to this stock watch list channel. So again, any further updates to our watch list I'll post in the stocks watch list channel in our Discord. So if that would also help you make money in your trading, help you succeed in your trading career, you can get access to that additional watch list data with any level of our Patreon. So now we'll jump over to Webull and we'll look at the charts for each of those in our top swing trading stocks to watch list for this week. So again, we've been watching Disney, anywhere under 85. The low was 84.07. It's been kind of bouncing up and down. Again, we'll see if we get a little bit of a dip. Again, I've got to sell for a cash secured put at 85. So, but I'd also be willing to buy some shares down there under 85 as well. So we looked at the The trends for FNGU and FNGD yesterday, we see it's just kind of oscillating in the middle. The peak of FNGU is about 228. So again, I use the top in FNGU to determine the entry point in FNGD. So again, just oscillating in the middle right now. We'll see if we get an exuberant surge in the FANG stocks. If they buy the dip on Apple and continue to run Amazon, we might get an opportunity to scalp the FANGs again. JYNT, the chiropractor, you see it's been just kind of flat. If we just get a little bit of a dip, it is a little choppy, and I was watching the level 2s to see if I could put an order in at a decent price. That may be one we'll catch a dip in soon. MJ, again, just kind of oscillating, had a run up on some positive news in the cannabis sector, just been kind of flat. So again, around 3 seems to be a pretty good support level. So if we get a dip down in the 3 area, we'll take another shot at MJ. MP, again, we saw it run up. It had this big jump on earnings on Friday. So if you happen to catch that before the jump after earnings, congratulations. You see, I'd kind of like it a little bit cheaper, down 20s, but maybe 23 something. Where's the pivot there? 21 so previous pivot, previous support, somewhere down there. I'd like it, but if it continues to run, we'll let it go. Here is realty income. So you can see right now it broke below 60, and this 58 level is pretty good. Pretty good support. Down under 55, 53. So right now you've got potential maybe $4 risk, and the recent high is only about 64 or so. So you've got, almost a 1-to-1 risk to reward at this level. So I really like it cheaper. You see it pays a pretty steady dividend. It's a monthly dividend paying REIT, about 25 cents. They bump it up like in the 4th digits every month. You see it pays at the end of the month. So we've got a little bit of time towards the end of August before the next dividend date. To see if we can get a little bit cheaper. Again, I'd like the price appreciation is more than the 25-cent dividend. So, if we can get a $4 or $5 price appreciation, that would outweigh just the 25-cent dividend. So again, we'll look at that in our dividend payers as well. Well, congratulations on that. Ricky Khan says he sold MJ for 9% gain on Monday. Again, congratulations. Good job. I'm glad that we were able to help you make money trading, help you succeed. Again, SOXL. Let's see, it's recently tested that highs around almost 29. So if we get another resurgence back towards that high, again, we'll use SOXL as the indicator for the top, and then to be able to find an entry point in SOXS. Again, as these are leveraged ETFs, they're going to deteriorate over time. You see, I put an order in on Friday, I think it was, just in case we got a pop. I put it in, just above that previous low. Before I left for the beach on Friday. So again, if we happen to get that pop, even in extended hours, those buys will trigger. So if we get a rebalance, whatever, that hits that level, then I'd be happy getting into SOXS at that level again. UROI, again, it's running a little high, anywhere in the 180s is pretty good. It seems to go up to about 214, 220s, and then bounce back down. So it's been, kind of oscillating in that range. So, short-term scalps, we made some money on some short-term scalps in UROI, and then it's got longer-term swing potential. So again, we'll see if we can get a sector rotation out of uranium, pick up another scalp or swing trade in UROI. Okay, let me grab another quick drink and let's then we'll look at our bullpen stocks. I'll go through the list again, and then we'll look at their charts in Webull. Okay, if you're kind of new to our channel, the concept of the bullpen stocks are not ones that we're watching real time. I only revisit them at the end of each day. They're ones that might present an attractive setup in the near future. So we put them in the bullpen. I look at them at the end of each day. If their setups improve, we put them in the game, move them up to our real-time watch list. If they break down or run away, then we just take them out of the bullpen. So again, I'm not watching them real time during the day, and I'm not running the automated systems to get alerts as frequently on bullpen stocks. So we've got several to play various sector rotations that we've talked about for several weeks. ACNT is one to play the sector rotation in steel. As we'll see, it hasn't really moved a whole lot. You can hear we did a quick take due diligence video that you can access via this link in our notes. Similarly with AXTI is another kind of small cap semiconductor that really hasn't participated in the semiconductor exuberance. And again, you can hear our due diligence, quick take due diligence on that via the link in the notes. We've been talking about emerging markets for several weeks, and we've identified a number of ETFs to trade emerging markets. And I reevaluated these from, our general swing trading, longer term swing trading strategy, and the risk reward, and really. The risk reward profile on these near term doesn't really fit our style, our strategy, our objectives. But many of these may be good for day trading, scalping. Yesterday we looked at the various emerging market indices and how they've reacted pretty volatilely. So there's some good opportunities probably for our shorter term traders, day traders, scalpers, breakout traders, etc. So we have these in our ETF Google sheet. We'll identify opportunities in our market analysis in our part ones, but generally I probably unless the risk reward profiles improve, I probably won't be pursuing those. So I know several of our fellow BeachBum traders are doing quite well in those various emerging market ETFs. So again, we'll continue to try to identify opportunities, but I'm unlikely to take trades at this time in those areas. So I'm taking BZQ as Brazil. This is the short on Brazil. The long on Brazil is EWZ. We identified, Brazil is generally an uptrend, but again, there's a lot of volatility. EPV is the short on Europe. EURL is the long. Again, we've done analysis on these various ETFs for these emerging markets, and we're releasing those videos, so you can access those via the bonus links and the notes. Similarly, for the Nikkei, we've released the video on that one, and EWV is the short on the Nikkei, and EZJ is, again, the long on the Nikkei. Here's a new one that I want to look at in a little more detail that I identified from our dividend payers Google sheet, and I will also we'll look at that in our dividend payers. But this is NSA, National Storage Affiliates Trust. It's labeled as an industrial REIT. So I want to do just a real quick take on that. So we'll bring that up in FinViz. want to go to the daily. So we can see it's an industrial REIT. You can see it's declining to this support level. And we'll look at the charts in more detail in Webull as well. You see it's got a dividend yield of about 6.9%. Again, we'll look at the price appreciation, the adjusted yield. It is optionable. It's kind of a mid cap. The target price is above the current price. Look at the profile real quick. What interested me is this is a REIT on essentially self-storage. So your self-storage properties, they're a REIT on self-storage. They've got, top 100 metropolitan areas. They're, generally profitable. Had a little bit of a, recent profit decline. The negativity, I believe, is from some recent news where they talked about the prices of self-storage rents fall record amount as pandemic boom cools. So again, I believe that self-storage rent prices falling attributes to the negativity in this REIT. We see, it's been declining down since March. Got, pretty decent upsides in the 30s right now. Near term up to 44, and longer term, up to 70. So, and it pays, a decent dividend. So I just want to be able to find a bottom. Again, the sentiment's pretty negative right now. It's downtrending. I want to, find a bottom in that, and then we'll again look in the dividend payers. We'll see the opportunity for both price appreciation as well as collecting this, dividend on NSA. So, and I like the long-term thesis of public storage or self-storage. Again, I just think this the recent rent decline is attributable to the price decline in this REIT. So, again, I like the general thesis, and we'll put NSA in our bullpen and look for a bottom to take advantage of that opportunity should it present itself. So you guys are talking about land. There's a farmland REIT, and we can look at those in the dividend payers too. We got stopped out. We got out of our land position a week or so ago, so we're not currently in land. I'm watching all of those that we were previously in, land, stag, MPW, as well as now, NSA is a new REIT that we're keeping an eye on. So we're still watching SARK. That's the short on the ARK-K. We'll look at that. Also, we're still watching SPWR. We've talked about the dichotomy in the solar sector. We saw yesterday pretty negative sentiment, pretty negative sector rotation out of solar. We've seen some pretty, volatile moves in and out of solar. Probably one of the reasons for the negativity in SPWR is they pre-announced their earnings. It was weak, and they also slashed their guidance on weakening demand. Now, conversely, First Solar had positive earnings, and they ran up. And I think there was another residential solar that did pretty well. So again, somewhat of a dichotomy. But again, if we get a rotation back into solar, there might be an opportunity. The sentiment may be so negative that there's an opportunity in SPWR. So we're keeping an eye on it, see if it establishes a bottom where it might be attractive again for that sector rotation into solar. So now we'll look at their charts in Webull. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, they're still offering 12 free fractional shares of stock plus a 5% interest rate on your idle cash in a cash account. So again, we use Webull for our market analysis, due diligence, the majority of our trading. So again, if you're not already using Webull, You can join using our affiliate link in the description box below, and also help support our BeachBum trading community at the same time. So we appreciate that. So here's ACNT, the steel play we've been watching. Again, it's been pretty flat. It looks like it's, approaching that pivot point. We'll see if we can get a little bit of a dip, but again, it's been just kind of trading flat. ARK, again, we're watching ARK for a peak to enter SARK. The previous or the next high was about 53, although we can see it's got some resistance up at about 51. It bounced off that resistance at 51. So again, scalping opportunities if you want to do shorter term scalps. But I'm looking for a rejection like that, or at 53 to short ARK. AXTI is that semiconductor. See, it's also been, just pretty flat, not going anywhere. Again, hasn't participated yet in the semiconductor exuberance. So if we get a little bit of a dip, that might be an opportunity. Here's NSA. Again, we just looked at in FinViz. You see it's been in steady decline. We can see their history of dividends in the corporate actions tab at the bottom here. So it looks like it pays quarterly. It's been paying about, 50 cents, 45, 50 cents quarterly. So it's a quarterly dividend. The next ex-dividend date, I would guess, would be, somewhere around September 14th, based on the last ex-dividend date. So again, we've got some time to watch NSA and potentially get in before that next ex-dividend date. And again, collect about a 50% dividend plus. Again, we're really looking for, the opportunity to get price appreciation from, 30 up to at least, this 43.50 or so level. So, which would be about, almost a 50% price appreciation plus the dividend. You can also see the dividends here in a longer term chart in Webull. SPWR, again, the solar play. Again, we see it's, had a steep decline when they pre-announced their earnings miss and their poor guidance. See, again, there's, major drop, and then, it's continuing to decline right now. So we'll have to see where it establishes another bottom. See, it's broken down below that support level. Looks like the next pivot, well, this pivot was 960 or so, so it's broken down below that. So we need to see SPWR establish a level of support and swing back up. So concept of shopping list stocks, essentially stocks you want to own. Now, yesterday we looked at, making money trading in August. We saw August is typically a slightly down month. September's a down month, so we're in a downtrending historical seasonal period. So we may get opportunities to, find a good value in stocks that you always wanted to own. That's the concept of the shopping list. Your list of stocks you wanted to buy, wanted to own, given the opportunity at a good price. Also talked about taking advantage of irrational reactions to earnings. We still got quite a bit of earnings to go, so we may get some opportunities to fill out, stocks from our shopping list if we get irrational reaction due to earnings, due to the market decline. Again, historically, and it looks like we're into a declining market. So again, might be a buying opportunity. So again, we recommend staying away from zombie stock, zombie ETFs. Again, we're still in a rising interest rate environment, and there will be a tightening credit market. So there's going to be further pressure on these zombie companies. So now let's look at our dividend payers Google Sheet. So if anyone has, people mention land, we'll look at land, we'll look at some of the others, we'll look at realty income, we'll look at NSA. So one of the ones we added to our dividend payers, again, is NSA, National Storage. So we'll look at that one. Also, yesterday we talked about a potential seasonal opportunity in the 20-year treasuries. We looked at TLT. There's a dividend payer on TLT called TLTW. So we talked about potentially looking for a bottom or a support level in TLT, potentially before or around November. Again, yesterday we looked at the seasonality chart. We saw last year TLT declined from August to October, and then bottomed and bounced. So if there's an opportunity, once we see that support or bottom in TLT, I want to compare the dividend payment of TLT and the price appreciation between TLT and TLTW to see if it's worth parking a chunk of money in one of those once it reaches that support level or bottom. So we're going to be watching those to see where TLT bottoms, again, potentially for the next several months. Just a quick reminder, we've got a whole series of videos on how we develop this Google Sheet, the strategy of dividend payers, how to find the best dividend payer stocks. So you can find all that series of videos, watch all of those via the link in our notes and also on our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. And then if you want to get access to this dividend paying Google Sheet 24/7, you can get that by joining the all access or VIP levels of our Patreon. So first, again, I want to look at NSA. I'll zoom this out a little bit. So again, NSA is the public storage one. And I identified this because it turned green in our dividend payers sheet. I go through the dividend payers Google Sheet at the end of each day, look for, the greens. Those are telling me it's close to support. It's got, a reasonable yield. We see its adjusted yield right now is showing at 44%. It's got a yield of about 6%, pays 56 cents quarterly. It is optionable, so we could also sell covered calls against it. The risk reward's not, super, but it's got some price appreciation. You see right now the risk to the reward is very attractive, so it's close to that support level. So again, we just want to see it find a bottom. It's close to the 52-week low. We want to see it find and hold that bottom. And then we'd look at a long in NSA. Also, here's the data on realty income, O. So again, you can see it pays about 26 cents monthly. Yield's only about 5%. So the adjusted yield that takes into account price appreciation. So you see I've got a target buy of about 55. The 52-week low is about 55. The near-term resistance about 64. So right now the risk reward's about even. It's about 4 down, 4 up. So I definitely wanted to see it come down a little bit. And again, we've got a little bit of time before the end of the month to get in before the ex-dividend date. So again, the price appreciation in O is more attractive to me than just the 26-cent dividend. People were talking about land. So we can look at land right now. Again, right now it's, above support, risk rewards, not great from my viewpoint. If it does come down, to that 14 or, below 15, around 15, we'd be interested in the land again. I'll look at TLT and TLTW, ones I talked about for treasuries. So again, in this Google sheet, you can see and compare TLT to TLTW right now. TLT is paying 28 cents monthly. TLTW just cut their dividend. I'll show you another nice way to look at dividends in Webull is if we put TLTW in the stock screen in Webull, and then we zoom out. We see the little D's at the bottom. That'll show us the dividend information. So we see the dividend amount and the dates. So you can see in 8/2 it just paid out 20 cents, but a month ago it was paying almost 54.35. So you can see this dividend on TLTW is a bit volatile, so something to be aware of is, you can't necessarily bank on the 53 or 54 cent dividend if they're going to cut it down to 20. So see, though, the yield's a little bit better than TLT. The adjusted yield's a little bit better. We looked at the chart on TLT yesterday. If I just quickly look at the chart of TLTW, again, you can access the FinBiz profiles to any of these stocks via the link in the notes section. Another thing I don't particularly like about TLTW is seems to be just downtrending longer term. It doesn't have a long history. So we see that downtrend from last year also that we saw TLT, but then it's been pretty much downtrending since then. So there might be some just general decay in this buy right strategy where it continues to depreciate. So I want to again watch this for a couple months and see how it performs if that price appreciation decays, and then again comparing the options for potentially parking a chunk of cash in TLT or TLTW when the risk reward profile when it bottoms out. So you all can let me know, have you ever used TLTW? What do you think of it? What's your experience with TLTW? And that would help all of us make that decision. So if anyone else has another dividend payer you want to look at, please throw that up in the chat. Again, we can look at anything you'd like, or again, you can access all of this information in this dividend payers Google sheet by joining any level of our Patreon. So. Okay, so let's jump over to our option strategies. If anyone would like us to do research on further dividend payers, you can put that in the comments to this video, ask us in the Discord, etc. Just tag us if you'd like us to look at dividend payer. Same thing with any of the options we're going to look at. You can put it in the comments, tag us in the Discord. Again, we're BeachBum Trading, all lowercase, no pounds, no numbers. Anyone else is an imposter. And that will help me get notified so I can respond. Also, you can find links to all of our other communities, our Reddit community, Facebook group, and all of our social media sites, as well as links to our Discord. Our Discord's free to join. You can find an invite to join for free in the description box below, and also in the link section on our homepage, beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. So again, if you have any questions, if we can help you succeed in your trading career, make money trading, you'd like us to do research on any dividend payers, options, just let us know. So we talked about our option strategies. You saw we made some money selling a covered call when it went up, bought it back when it came down. We also sold cash secured puts. We'll buy those and we sell those when it's going down, buy them back when it's going back up. And again, collect the difference in premium as essentially a self-generated dividend. So in addition to parking money and dividend payers, we can generate additional income by selling and buying back options, at a relatively low risk. We'll bring up our options, puts ROIC Google Sheet. This is another Google Sheet that we use as a tool to identify opportunities to sell puts. And again, you can get access to this Google Sheet 24/7 by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. As we'll see, there's real-time data on the stocks that we're watching, and then we have automated systems that collect data and post it at the end of the day on the options. So along those lines, I'm probably going to roll the expiration dates in that Google Sheet to 9/15 on Monday. As we'll see, they're approaching that 40-day window. It'll roll over on Monday. So on Monday, I'll roll that over and collect the data for the 9/15 expirations. Also, a question for our community is I'm contemplating whether I should change the ROIC calculation. Right now, it's using the 52-week high and lows of those options. And I'm wondering if I should use the daily high and low on the option, or maybe the daily high and the 52-week low to calculate the ROIC. So something I'm thinking about, something I'd love your feedback on. What gives us the most accurate return on invested capital in this Google Sheet. Also, another quick addition. I believe Easy Mike's Albemarle fan, ALB. This one popped up in looking at the options ROI tool as a potential candidate. So I added this to the research tab, see what that looks like, if that looks attractive, to sell a cash secured put on Albemarle at 170 for September. Well, we'll see if that again looks attractive. You can see all of our videos about how we put together, how we use this puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify opportunities to sell puts. We are a series of videos on option strategies for beginners with examples. Also, we have additional videos in our options playlist on how to sell covered calls, how to sell puts, etc. So you can see all that, all the evolution of our option strategy in those videos. So real quickly, you can see the one we sold on Moderna. It's in green now. We sold it at, I think, $6.25. It actually went up since then. And you see the current price. Again, all these white columns are Google Finance functions that get updated in near real time, about a 20-minute delay, but at least we can see the trends, what's going up, what's going down. So green is going down here. So that's an opportunity to sell a put. Red's going up, so opportunity to buy it back. So again, we've got a sell out on Disney. I think it's sitting, I lowered the price a little bit to 305, but it still hasn't hit that one. The Amazon one, I don't think is going to hit. The TQQQ, and those are both farther out. We can also see now our 40-day window is crossing 9/15. So all these August expirations that we haven't actually sold or have an order out on, I'll probably roll those to all 9/15 on Monday, and then our systems will collect all of the data on those options and update this Google Sheet on Monday with the September data. So then we can see if there's any better opportunities in September. So here's the data on Albemarle. Again, it hasn't updated. We'll collect that data on Monday and fill that in on Albemarle, and then we'll see if that offers an attractive opportunity to sell a put. If so, we'll add it to the main watch list again. Otherwise, again, I'm looking for anybody who's, has ideally a high. Another one we added a week or so ago is SEDG. And see, it's, selling for 10. Its ROIC is now 5%, but it's now below the strike price. So I need to lower the strike price on that, find a new support level. And then do the research again to see if that's still an attractive one to potentially sell a put on. And again, you can access the profiles for these. This is a solar. Again, with negative sentiment, solar pushed SEDG down. I think they might have had poor guidance coming out of earnings as well. So we definitely want to make sure that's something that we're willing to get assigned, hold if we were assigned a put that we bought. So again, if you have any questions, if you'd like us to do research on options on the puts for any stock, strike price, expiration date, just let us know. We can add it to the sheet and have our automated systems collect that data and update it to the Google Sheet at the end of the day. Okay, I'll wrap up pretty quickly, but again, if anybody has a last minute quick question that I can respond to, please let me know. And again, you can put it in the comments to this video, in our Discord, contact us via social media. Hope you're all following us on Twitter, etc. And again, you can contact us and we'll try to respond as soon as we're able. So I appreciate everyone that joined us in the live chat today. I hope that you found all this information helpful. I hope you all will smash the like button, help us get this YouTube algorithm to share our content with more traders. Let's get more traders able to make money trading in any market. Join our community, helping share ideas. You guys in the chat are great, sharing a bunch of additional ideas. Hopefully this is all of value to everyone that's participating. So again, share our channel, our content with your fellow traders. Let's build our community for everyone's mutual benefit. So again, I appreciate all your feedback. Let us know what we can do to continue to improve, to add more value to our BeachBum trading community. And otherwise, again, I hope this all helps, and we'll see you all on the trading floor for the trading week of August 7th through August 11th. Have a great rest of your weekend and great trading week.